Good morning. This morning, we will or have, depending on when you are listening to this, performed the practice of hitting the Aravah on Hoshana Rabbah. The Gemara in Sukkah on Daf Mem Daled Amud Aleph explains that it was Halacha Moshe Sinai to do the Hakafos with the Aravah in the Beis Hamikdash, but after the Chorban, they only made it one day as a Zecher Mikdash as opposed to the 7 of Lulav, because Lulav is explicit in the Torah of Ulakachtem Lachem and Usmachtem Lifnei Hashem Shivas Yamim. So because of the fact that Lulav had its source in the Torah itself, whereas Aravah does not, therefore they made the Takana Zecher Mikdash by Lulav for all 7, but by Aravos only for the first day. The Gemara has a machlokas for after the Chorban, whether hitting the Aravah is what's called a Minhag Nevi'im or Yesod Nevi'im. And Rashi explains what does that mean. A Yesod Nevi'im, he says, is that it was a formal takana of Chagai, Zechariah, and Malachi. Whereas a Minhag Nevi'im is that it simply was a Minhag that developed at the time of the Nevi'im, but that they never actually formalized it as a takana. The nafkamina, the halachic difference as to which one it would be, is whether or not we would recite a bracha on this practice. And the Rambam, in describing this mitzvah that we do on the 7th day of the hakafa with the Aravah, and then being in the Aravah, writes that the practice of being in the Aravah is a minhag nevi'im, and therefore he writes that there is no bracha, which is in fact how Shulchan Aruch rules. Now, what exactly is the practice? What exactly is done? Rabbi Elazar ben Tzadok says, Shakil chabit velo baruch, that you take the Aravah and you hit it and you don't make a bracha. Rashi explains what does it mean, what exactly does this mean? Rashi says it means that they would take it and shake it, whereas the Rambam says they would hit it. So as a machlok is exactly what would happen. Would they shake it like Rashi said, or would they hit it like the Rambam said? The Shulchan Aruch rules like the Rambam that you would hit it, and he says that you hit it either 1 or 3 times. But the Ramah actually takes the approach of both Rashi and Rambam and says that we shake it and then we hit it. At first, we shake the Aravah like we do with the Lulav, and afterwards we bang it on the ground. Some people have the minhag specifically to bang it 5 times. Why do we do this? So one approach is that the beating of the Aravah can be viewed as a ritual of atonement and interpret Hoshana Rabbah as a day of final judgment and forgiveness. Beating the branches symbolizes and mystically brings about, according to some, this idea of divine justice, and it's representative, as we know, Hoshana Rabbah is the final of all of the Yemei Hadin, and therefore we daven that the beating of the Aravos is that we ask for a complete atonement, and that it is, according to some of the symbolism, and may we all be sealed in the book of life in a good judgment, in a good year, and have a wonderful day and Yom Tov.